Well, hello, folks. Welcome to another episode of the Hold Fast Garage. Uh, today, a lesson in perseverance and not being an idiot. Have I mentioned I'm an amateur? I think that's come up. Okay. So I got this portion of the dash removed. I couldn't, the last time I was messing with this thing, I just couldn't, for the life of me, I couldn't get it to move. And as it turns out, there's a screw right there where that's where the cigarette lighter goes. There was one screw, and it's hidden under there. It's dark, and the screw is painted black on the top, so you can't see it very well. So I missed that, but I found it this time, and we got her taken off. After doing so, let's get you in here. So these are the switches for the top and for defog. And just for my own sanity, orange is top, purple is defog. Okay? Orange is top, purple is defog. So we'll remember that for next time. And just to help myself out, I put the fasteners back in so that those don't walk away on me. I've also been putting the rest of the fasteners for everything else in bags that are labeled. Those are in the cabinet over there. If you're a subscriber, which if you're not, you should be, you will have seen a picture of those bags with the labels for all the different stuff. It's important to do that, to label things. Otherwise, I took a lot of fasteners out of the bezel here in front and the dash pad itself, and by separating those out, I made my life in the future potentially, hopefully, a little bit easier. Okay, so let's get right into it. That portion of the dash, that fit right in here. So now this clear portion should come out. I think there's a tab maybe behind there. So there's one here, there's one up there. Likewise, there's a couple over there. This is the only one that's given any resistance, so this may be the only one that's not broken. And right down here, so this little feller used to, hold on, let's see here if I can do a thing like that. Yeah, so that used to be in there like that, and it broke, and I don't know. Oh, there's the dime, 75 dime. It's staying in here. So I don't know what happened there. I don't know what's gonna happen with this fella right here. There is a metal piece that this is all attached to, and there's a, I can't get a finger back in there to try and squeeze that or anything. So I don't know. If whatever this is, if whatever is behind here breaks, I think I can still, with the fasteners that remain. Oh, hold on. I don't know. I think I can still keep everything in place properly, and hopefully it won't rattle. Nobody likes a rattle. But anyway, we'll see if we can't get this bad boy out of there, and then get into the dash cluster itself and check some light bulbs. So as I mentioned, let's get in nice and close here. So the odometer is in the process of rolling over from 7690 to 70770. But as I mentioned, when the tenths of a mile rolls over, the oneths of a mile, single digit miles, it'll like kind of half click sometimes. I went for a drive this morning, and it went, when I started driving, it was at 65 miles, and I drove for probably at least 20-30 minutes, and it's only finally starting to roll over. But anyway, so that's something we need to look into. Try and get that fixed. But yeah, there it is. All right, let's. Flashlight. Way back there. Rasa. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Did not yield any information. Is the whole thing coming out? Surely not. Or maybe. What, excuse me. Oh! Tell him, Bella. Yeah, you tell him. Who's a good girl? Okay, so it came loose, and by loose I mean this thing that was right there. It popped off and actually landed on my arm. Like it was just resting on my arm. That's the weirdest thing. The odds of that ever happening again, well, first of all, that's broken now, so 0. Okay. Well, there's that. So also we can see that probably when Dad took this thing off to install other things, these things have snapped previously. So I don't feel super terrible about that. Oh, come on now. Yes. That's 1/4 inch, all right? Yeah, I think so. All right. So we're gonna clean that off because it's all dusty as heck. I have 1/4 inch in this. No. What's the matter? Are the hooligans racing down the street? Yeah? Those hooligans. I know. I want... Okay. You down a quarter inch. No, you're metric. It's useless. Throw them in the ocean. Right. Thought there a light up there was blinking. So I had to turn it off. Hopefully that doesn't affect what you all can see at home. Okay, so I got that one screw out. But I'm not sure. You know, where's my flashlight? There it is. Methinks. But I don't know. This plastic bit is. Strange to me. I don't know. That's an ugly sound. Hi, Bella. What? Hold on a second. So here's the funny thing. Today's daylight savings. Her dinner is at 5 o'clock. Guess what time it is? Daylight savings. It's 5 o'clock. Do you know how to tell time? What time is it? Is it dinner time? Yeah? Is it? Okay. Okay. Let's get you some dinner. And then I'll get back to this. All right. Just hold on. I know. Okay. I have provided sustenance to the quadrupeds. That should satisfy them for at least 20 minutes or so before they want to go for a WALK. Does this... How do you... Who's calling me? Hold on. I'm filming right now, by the way. I'm going to have to edit this part out.
I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
Okay.
That was Dad just now. We'll edit that part out. Okay. So just for those of you at home wondering, why isn't he looking at the manuals? So this is another example of a case where the manuals aren't very specific. They just say, remove all fasteners. But they don't say where they are, what type they are, how many there are, and there we go. Okay. I think maybe... What are we doing now? Who's still... Are you... even crying out loud? I'm terribly sorry. That's an awful noise. What? What are we even doing here, kids? Pete's sake, anyway. So the point to which we have arrived is that I'm Easter egging, as we say. Removing fasteners, hoping that I'm removing the proper one and that this will come out. And subsequently go back in, you know. Properly. Okay. What are you? Oh, I see. Okay. It's these daggone these dash line fixtures. How am I gonna get those out? Oh. Okay. Really? I just twist? Is that what happens there? No. Ma'am, you are not helpful. They do. Yes, I know. I'm excited about it as well. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Okay, so the thing that was holding this in place is these lights. It's just a little. They just twist out. Easy as pie. Okay. What? Oh, there's another one way over here. Holy buckets. Oh my goodness, there's 4 of them. For crying in the beer. This beer. Hush. I'm working. Okay. Now, there's. Okay. It's so much easier with tools involved. Proper leverage. Okay. Now, all right. Okay. There you go. There's all the lights. So, We got some light bulbs to fix. I actually do think that will be easy. Fixing those. Why did I say that out loud? That was a rookie mistake. Okay. I've reconnected the battery. Alright. So, part of the surprise of this whole deal is I expected that this would be backlit. But that's not the case. It's these guys that light it from below. So, I got one here that's out. There's a left blinker. There's a right blinker. Not blinking. Okay. So, I think we'll take that guy out and put it over there. See if the problem moves. Yeah. And that'll rule out, fuses and chewed wires by mouses. Okay. Yep. That's yeah. That's easy enough. Okay. Now do you? Oh, you just pop straight up. Okay, so this is a known good bulb. I swapped out that light bulb up there. It's not like one of those. But at least it's not blinking like somebody who forgot to take their allergy meds. So that, that's... Okay. There we go. Yep. Okay. Shoop. Do a thing. Go. And there we go. Oh. Who are you? Are you? You look like you should work. Let's test you out on a known good circuit. It's just a bulb that doesn't want to fit. Is what that appears to be. Bulb appears to be fine. Okay. Unknown. Back to good. No. Left blinker. Right blinker. I don't know why my hazards. That's not. Hazards don't work right now for reasons unknown. This is the generator. We know that. That's fine. That's good. We want that to be lit. Let's turn. Ow! Fiddly dee, that's hot. Woo! Yowzers. Oh, and that's hot. Yeah. That one's hotter than the rest. Ooh-wee. I mean, the others are warm to the touch. That guy is lava. Why? ¿Por qué? Alright, so we've got a better idea of the light situation. I like that. It still blows my mind that this, somebody thought that right there was a good idea for switching from brights to dims. It's not a good idea. Okay. So I think what we'll do now is disconnect the battery again and pull the speedometer face off. I want to take his face off. Did you ever notice in that movie when Nicolas Cage and John Travolta, when they swap people, they don't swap mannerisms at all? Like there was, Anyway, that bothered me. Not important. Anyway, so we're gonna take the face off and see if we can figure out what's wrong with the odometer behind there. I'm hoping that it's just a matter of, dust and debris having collected in there and gummed up the works, and maybe if I spray some brake cleaner in there, clean that out. Hoping that will fix the problem. I won't know, of course, until I put everything, well, I don't have to put everything back together to go for a test drive. But I won't know until I test drive it, is what I'm saying. And watch the Odo Rolo. So we'll do that. We'll do the taking the face off part and go from there. Yep. Okay. I like it. Okay, so we got the speedometer face off. Hey, by the way, what's your favorite John Travolta movie? Put it in the comments below, and just keep in mind that the correct answer is Pulp Fiction. Anyway, so yeah, got that off. Let's have a look-see. Let's get a little bit of light. A little bit. Too much. There we go. Okay, so here it is. Oh dear. The light situation is precarious. Stand by. There we go. Okay, so you can see. Let me point from the other side here. So here we go. There's a gear right there, and that turns the tenths of a mile. And every tenth or every full mile, there will be something, a notch or something inside there that will engage with the 1 mile and roll that over and then disengage. I'm curious to see how this miracle is performed. So there's a clip right here that seems to hold the whole thing in place. So I'm gonna try removing that and see if I can pull the whole thing out, and obviously keep in mind what numbers are what, so that when I put everything back, it's proper. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. See if I can do that without royally screwing it up. Now, what are you yelling about? Would you look at this? Do you have something substantive to add? Or are you just yelling? What do you want? Really? I'm working right now. You are just a menace. You're like Scout, but louder. 797. Turning over. 70. Okay, got my picture. Now, can I Oh, okay. Oh, it comes this way. Right, of course. Okay. Yes. Yes, indeed. Okay, so you see, here's the back side of the barrel. So I had to go this way to disengage from well, here, I'll just show you. No, we'll go on this. Okay, so just like I expected, right? There's actually two gears. So there's a gear coming up from behind, right there, and that turns this worm. It's a worm gear, which turns this worm gear, which then turns this gear and rotates the whole assembly. So now how far into the weeds on this do I want to get? Here's why I asked that question. There is not an evident. Let me turn this light off. It's right in my face. We'll talk to you back here. Okay. So it's a self-contained apparatus. Bella agrees. Just a minute. There doesn't appear to be a way to get in here. Okay, so oh. So I tried twisting, if you saw there, I tried twisting the gear. Oh, hoping it didn't just break it. I guess we'll find out here in a second when I roll it around to another. Oh. I just broke whatever bracket was on the back here. Crap. I don't know what that means. I feel like now's a good time to mention I'm an amateur. Okay. Well. That is not. I know, Bella. I know. It's not what I wanted. Would you stop yelling at me? I'm trying to think here. And you're being noisy. Okay, so I don't know. I'm gonna. You are an agent of chaos. All right, I don't know. I'm gonna like ponder about this. Angle nails. I don't. How did I? Can I order a new one? Is that a thing I can do? That'd be handy, wouldn't it? Just boop, pop in and just roll it. I just sit there while I'm watching TV, just burp, 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 roll it out to 79,780 miles. I don't know. But regardless of what is or is not possible, I think that's where we're going to leave it for tonight. In part because tonight is my mom's birthday. So here in a minute, we're going to be having a family video call to say happy birthday to mom. So I'm going to pause on this and ponder what exactly I'm going to do since I broke this bracket. It's so big. Don't worry about that. It's so, like... I have many questions. This is the point I'm trying to make here. So I will, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. Before I drive again, I will put the speedometer faceplate back on. So that I mean, it's not like I'm, going anywhere real fast, but at least I'll know what speed I'm doing. I'm going to leave this off for the time being. I just don't even... It's a mystery. Anyway, don't forget to put in the comments there, what's your favorite John Travolta movie? And there is a correct answer, just saying. Anyway, we'll see you in a few days, maybe. Yeah. Well, folks, the second half of this episode was supposed to start this way. So as it turns out, having this barrel of numbers, the odometer, removed from the odometer / speedometer assembly makes for some interesting driving. One might say that the speedometer becomes manic. Apparently these are interconnected. So that's, that's fun and interesting. But the beast, well, she had other plans. And unfortunately they included, well, this, and then this, because it was raining, which led to this, and ultimately we ended up here. She got here under her own steam, so, that's good. But it happened so it's the backfiring up through the carburetor issue all over again, and it happened almost exactly the same way that it did back in August of 23. So I drove on Friday, on the 15th, I drove all the way out to the beach to drop some stuff off for work. Did that. Everything was fine on the way there. Left there, headed back to my office. And maybe a mile from the office, pull up to a stoplight. And as I'm pulling up, she's losing power, backfiring, sputtering. Stop at the stoplight, put it in neutral to try and let it, take some of the strain off the engine, off the transmission in the engine, and let it run on its own. And just blah, 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 and she died. Started up again, blah, blah, blah. So sit there waiting for the light to turn with the engine off because I don't want to be draining the battery and burning up the starter. Anyway, limped it into the office, pulled it backed into the parking space, and ultimately ended up getting her home on a flatbed, as you saw. So now I gotta figure out what to do next. No, ma'am. When we had it in the parking lot the other day, waiting for the tow truck to come, I was, I had some tools there. I was looking at the spark plugs, seeing what I could find. My lovely assistant April is alongside, by the way. And when I looked, this is the old distributor that fans of the show will recognize. So when we were sitting there in the parking lot, we took the air cleaner off, and I was looking at it, and it looked like the distributor was just slightly cattywampus, and that the retainer piece was, instead of sitting over top, was sitting to the side. So, did a video chat with Dad right just a hot second ago, and as soon as he saw it, he said, "Oh yeah, that's not right. That is, it is supposed to be like this." So I diagnosed it properly. Now, can we fix it properly? Because it may have, in addition to having come up, slightly and disengaged slightly down here, it may be out of timing up top. So we're gonna have to put the light on it and mess with all that. But at least we found the problem, we think. Fingers crossed. I don't want to have to go through that again. All right, so we're gonna do the thing. I think you can maybe kind of see down in there there's all the old oil covered stuff, and then there's that silver cylinder, and it's supposed to be, you can kind of see the little tab right there that's supposed to be sitting right over top of it, and it's not. So that's what we're gonna fix. Why are you in the way? where would you put a motor lift mount if you had to put one? Would you put it right in the way of the distributor wrench? Because that's what they did. Pain in the butt. That's what you are. I think what we should do now is put the timing light on. And I'll have you start it. Okay. Yeah, I want to be up here where I can see things. Okay, go ahead and start it. Try it again. Go ahead and give it a little gas. Okay, that's good. Whew. Okay, try it now. Man. Try the other way. Okay, now start it. Man. Okay, give it a rest. Yeepers. Alright, so we got tired of smoking ourselves out, so we pulled the car out a little bit here. Let's hook the light back up. Let's see if we can adjust it properly to top dead center. What's that? 16 degrees, correct. Okay, go ahead and start it. Okay. All right. Well, all right. Go ahead and turn the key off.
There and still backfiring.
Yeah. So I got it to 16 ahead, and it runs smoother, but it's still backfiring. So I think we'll tighten the distributor down where it is, the proper timing, and call it a night. And through the magic of editing, you'll join us later on when we're doing other things. Well, folks, this particular episode is circling the airport. I think it's time to go ahead and bring it on in for landing. So what you saw me do just now was wheel the car out of the garage just a little bit so as not to fill said garage with noxious fumes, and then at the critical moment realized that I'd forgotten to do what I normally do, which is put a couple of 2x12s or 2x8s down at least under the path of one wheel to stop it. So I had to rely on my cat-like reflexes to run around and throw her into park so she didn't, bowl the camera over and just roll on into Miss Ruth's house across the street there. So then started her up, and what you saw me do was go around and pull the spark plug off of each, pull the plug wire off of each spark plug, because you could still hear that it was pop, pop, pop. That backfire was still there. So I pulled one at a time, pulled the plug wire off the spark plug to see if that popping went away, to see if we could localize it to one cylinder, to see if that was the problem. I'm going to have to watch the footage back, but I don't think we had a smoking gun other than the carburetor smoking and sounding like a gun. Anyway, so maybe the problem is the carburetor. I don't know. We'll see. If you diagnose the problem, feel free to put it down there in the comments, along with your answer to the question about the John Travolta, the best movie. And to wrap up, one more thing. Remember when I was taking the dash, the face piece, the bezel, whatever you want to call it, off the dash, and there was that one tab that was still attached, and I pried this thing off until it popped off and landed on my arm? Don't do that. It's the screws that you put in through the top and through the bottom pieces here, that's all you have to do, and this whole thing comes off. It's supposed to be a unit. You're not supposed to break those things off. Oops. Oh well, it's my car now. What are you gonna do about it? Anyway, Scout, stop barking at imaginary things. So yeah, we're gonna close up this episode. I've been scouring the internet for one of two things: either a replacement 1975 Chevrolet odometer barrel, the number barrel, or a how-to on how to disassemble that thing and clean it up and get it working again. I have found odometers for sale for everything but a 75 Chevy, and I've found videos for everything but a 75 Chevy telling you how to take it apart. I found Chevy videos, but they're all like a 1985 Suburban or a 1962 Chevelle, or there's enough space in there like that. And I've watched these videos, and it's different. The odometer, that number barrel is different. Anyway, here we come. Final approach. The timing issue, we've got that figured out. She's running better. She runs consistently. She just backfires. She's not dying at low idle like she was before. So we've improved things. And now I know that that's something I need to check on somewhat regularly, is making sure that distributor hasn't rotated at all. This V8 shakes when she's running, man. And all of the engine mounts, all the rubber that's in this car is all, unless it's a hose that I've replaced, it's old and it's tired and it's cracked and it's gross. Anyway, cleared for landing, runway 5. If you are enjoying the channel, which I hope you are, if you've not already subscribed, please do. Please like, please comment, please interact in a positive way. If you know somebody who likes cars or likes watching somebody suffer through learning on the go how to fix a car, let them know. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your frenemies. And that's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Good night.